So today we're going to be tattooing some of the calves that have just been weaned. When they're registered with the American Highland Cattle Association, they require a tattoo that has your herd letters. Those are certain letters that are assigned to your farm by the Highland Association. And then they're also required to have a letter representing the year, and then I put a number of the calf. So if it was like the first calf born of the year, it would be number 1. So I do a corresponding number, and then this year is M, so they would have a M, M1, M2, etc. It's got these little needles on each letter, and then we will take that and puncture the cow's ear with it, and then rub green ink in there. I think you can also use black ink, but I like to use green ink. It stands out better. And that way, if I take it to a show or sell it later, they can look in its ear and confirm that it matches its registration papers. So yeah, let's get started. So it's going to be a little difficult because she ripped her tag out when she was a calf, so she's got a big notch in her ear. So that's going to make tattooing a little difficult. And then she also has this thing called crop ear. It's genetic, it's not an issue, but it means her ears are a tiny bit shorter than the others. All the other cows, their ears come to a nice point, and hers, there's just like a little notch missing. It doesn't affect anything, except it makes it harder to tattoo them. There's just not as much ear to work with. So I'm going to clip some of this hair so I can see what I'm doing. Because her number is so long, she has to have 2 rows of tattoos. So I have to try to do the first one high enough so it fits. I know, I'm sorry. And it's usually a good idea to test your tattoo out on a piece of cardboard or something first, because sometimes I'm bad about putting the letters in backwards. I almost did this one backwards. You gotta scrub it in there really good to make sure that the ink is gonna stay. And she is good to go. Come on, put your head in there. Come on. Dear. So all these guys can be registered, but I had multiple bulls last year, so I'm not sure who the dad is. So I'm required to do a DNA test. So for that, I order a DNA kit through the American Highland Cattle Association. And all you do, you need to get a nice piece of hair, a decent little bunch, and just grab it, rip it upwards, kind of like you're pulling a piece of Velcro. And you want to make sure you have the root bulbs still attached. You don't want to touch those and contaminate them. Anyway, you'll take that and store it in paper. Usually I keep some envelopes or sheets of paper on hand and write the cow's name. And then I'll put that in my DNA kit and mail it to the association. It's mailed to a lab, and the association will do the DNA test and we'll figure out who her dad is. She has this orange tag in her ear, and that means she has had her shot for brucellosis, and it's required to tattoo them for that. The vet does it, but you can kind of see her healed tattoo. I'm not sure. It's got this weird symbol. You may be able to look up online what the symbol's supposed to be. I'm not certain. Looks like a shield or something, and then looks like an R and I don't know, maybe that's a 3. But anyway, that's what the healed tattoos look like. So she's going to have a tattoo in her other ear, but with my herd letters and her number and year she was born. So all my cattle are registered through the American Highland Cattle Association. That is the only legitimate registry in the United States. There's another knockoff registry that does not trace them back on their pedigree. The American Highland Cattle Association was founded, I think, in 1948, and you can trace the cows back by their genealogy, and you know what you're getting. Versus the knockoff registry will just issue fake papers for hairy cows. You just pay some money and you're paying for a paper, but it doesn't mean anything. But with the American Highland Cattle Association, we are tracing back their pedigree and that they are full-blood Highland cattle. And then I'm DNAing, all my calves to prove who their sire and dam are.